From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
On today's show, Coach O talks about this very quick turnaround the team has between games. Terry Godwin had 2 touchdowns in the loss and spoke about his game and looking ahead to Ottawa. And Joel Figueroa discusses his first game back since returning from injury and getting a nice honor for the week. It's Wednesday, September 6th, 2023, and you're listening to Ticats Today. The Ticats were back at practice today. It was the heat wave that continues to go on. 31, 32 degrees. It's September, I thought. I don't mind the hot weather, but it's a little difficult to practice when it's that hot. But the Ticats did it. They had a lighter practice today, even though it might have felt a little heavier with how hot it was outside. They're back in action on Friday night on the road in the nation's capital in what is, let's be honest, a very crucial game in this playoff mix. The Ticats now sit just ahead of Ottawa in the East Division at 4-7, while Ottawa is sitting at 3-8, and they're also riding a 5-game losing streak heading into Friday's game. To say the Red Blacks are desperate and in desperate need of a win would be an understatement. The Ticats have had their success against Ottawa this season, winning both contests between the two teams. And who can forget the last time when these two teams met? It was that crazy rain delay to start the game, and the Ticats ended up winning that one 16-12 at TD Place. The Cats aren't taking this team for granted, though. Both games have been close, and they've been decided by a single touchdown or a single 6 or 7 points. And this one could shape up to be no different. It's a weird week for the Cats. They're essentially starting on day 3 and getting right into another Ontario matchup. Coach O spoke about that quick turnaround today following practice.
Well, there wasn't much practice out there, to be honest with you. There was more about getting around, being mobile. Obviously, we had to walk through some things, so we had a light practice that probably felt a little bit heavy. The heat was out there today, and I thought the guys responded really well. The coaches were prepared, and we had started prepping for Ottawa a little bit previous, so that part was pretty seamless.
And Joel Figueroa, he had a good game against Toronto, and he gets named to the PFF Team of the Week. What can you say about his performance and coming back and being away that long?
Just he's got a competitive nature about him. He just loves to play football. I know he's been chomping to get back. It was nice to have him out there. I think a couple times he might have thought he had asthma. He was breathing pretty heavy out there, but I like the way he pushed through. And it's again on a short week. Whatever this is, 4-day turnaround. We'll be on a flight here tomorrow and kick the ball off. It's actually kind of what. When you're not a player, you kind of enjoy it, right? Meaning that the best way to get a bad taste out of your mouth is to play another game and not practice and have long weeks in between. So, we'll be ready to go. I like the CFL. I like the CFL.
That's pretty insanely tight.
It's been great to me and my family. You know what? This is we knew it was on the schedule. We had a short turnaround traveling to Edmonton earlier in the year with the travel day. I feel like every team has their version of what's happening. So, listen, for the players, it's two quick checks, right? So I always like I think we played like 3 and 12 or 15 days, something like that. There was a stretch where we did that when I played. So I'm okay. The schedule's the schedule. Well, you like to reference all your wins. To be honest with you, that was, we've for some reason played a little bit better on the road. And so I can't tell you why that is. I think anytime you face adversity, games that are, could go either way, where expectations are high or whatever, and you've come out on the right side of it, it's always good to reference that. That's the experience of your ball club this year. Yeah, they're doing better. They're doing better. Obviously, you saw Matt out there today practicing. He's throwing the ball pretty well. They obviously they won't be ready this week. Yeah, so I had a conversation with Duke this morning, and he obviously he wasn't going to be available. He wasn't going to play this week, right? And so that's really what it's about. And his status moving forward, we'll address it another time.
That was Coach O. Terry Godwin had a great game against Toronto despite not getting the result he had hoped for. Godwin finished the game with 2 touchdown receptions and 50 yards receiving, and he's proven to be a capable receiver all season long. He's a guy who's exciting to watch. Him and Taylor Powell have really had that connection throughout these games, and he's a guy who's been able to get into the end zone with success for the Ticats. Godwin spoke about his success against Toronto and gearing up for Ottawa.
I mean, the touchdowns and everything was great, but my end goal is just like everybody's on the team. We want to win, and unfortunately, we didn't do that. So for me, honestly, the personal stats, the individual, whatever, it doesn't mean anything to me. If my team doesn't come out with the win, I'm not satisfied with my production. I know at the end of the day, the guys in their locker room aren't satisfied with theirs as well. So,
what takeaways can you take from that game on offense? Some things you felt the team did well?
We did a lot of things well. I mean, we executed a lot of things that we were supposed to, but at the end of the day, we started back how we did early in the season. We started off slow. We started off missing a lot of blocks, missing a lot of passes. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't win when you're either turning the ball over or not getting first downs in this league, and that's pretty tough with a great defense that we went against.
Now you play on Friday. How does that affect how you approach this week?
I mean, this week is just more so mentally. It's not so much physically, not so much of getting in shape. It's taking care of your body and just getting your playbook, getting this playbook for this week and this game that's coming up, learning the team that's coming up.
That was Terry Godwin following today's practice. Joel Figueroa made a big return to the field against the Argos. He was out since week 2, actually the last time these two teams met before Monday, and he looked excellent in his first game back, and he was even added to the PFF's Team of the Week as the top O-lineman. Much like Terry Godwin, that doesn't exactly mean a whole lot to him because he's only worried about the win, and he spoke about that today.
It felt great, man. It felt great to come back, on a personal level. It's been a while, since I got to play, but the bigger scope of things is great to be back with my teammates and be back with the offensive line. And, we couldn't get the job done, but we put some good work out there as well.
And how were you feeling during the game?
Yeah, I feel good.
And so you also get named to the PFF Team of the Week, getting honored in your first week back. It must feel nice. I know you wanted to win the game, but getting some assurity that you played well?
Yeah, I mean, those things are great or whatever, but, my focus is winning. I didn't even know of this news, but just try to get better every single day and try to help the guy next to me as much as possible, and vice versa. I know that's what they're doing for me. So, yeah, whatever the team needs to win is what we're focused on.
And you have this very quick turnaround between games. How do you approach this week with a few days in between the next game?
That's a lot of mental work, less physical reps, and we understand those guys are coming off a bye week. And, our preparation is going to be a little bit different than theirs, and with a quick turnaround, but we'll be mentally ready to go. Yeah. Definitely. If I could have played right after, I had a bad taste in my mouth, so I was ready to go again. And I feel like everybody on the team feels the exact same way. We wish we would have had more time. You know how it is, but the game went how the game went, and they did a good job, so credit to them. I think that we're being physical, but at the same time, film travels in this league, and those guys are definitely going to be prepared. They're going to throw some new things at us, so we'll be prepared for that.
That was Joel Figueroa. A big thanks to him for being on the show, Terry Godwin and Coach O. And the Ticats, they continue to prepare for this big matchup in the nation's capital. So many implications on what can happen in this playoff race, and a team that's right below them in the East Division. So the Cats want to get back on the board with a win against a struggling Ottawa Red Blacks team, but this Red Blacks team is hungry, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. That game goes on this Friday night at 7:30 Eastern Time, and make sure to tune into the Ticats Audio Network to get all your coverage right here. That's all the time for me today. I want to thank you for listening to Ticats Today.